Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm back with another tutorial on my sister. I'm so lucky that even though I'm in lockdown, I can at least still practice makeup on my sister. So today we created this really matte nude half cut crease. I'm obsessed with how it turned out. I feel like matte eye looks are so underrated. So if you want to see how I created this look, then just keep on watching. This whole video, oh my gosh, she kept doing so many poses and ugly faces. It was hilarious. While I was editing it, I was literally laughing and I was trying to like crop bits where like it was somewhat normal. But anyway, love that. I feel like when me and my sister film, like when I film on her, we just like laugh at everything and just like find everything so funny. But anyway, all I'm doing now is just moisturizing with this Toucher. Oh no, it's not Toucher. I'm so used to using Toucher. It's Tarte. It's like just a Tarte moisturizer, and then I'm going with the Ordinary high adherence silicone primer. This is a really nice, like I wanted her skin to be really matte. She loves like an all matte skin, matte lip, everything. So I want this look to be mainly all matte except for a little bit of highlighter on her cheekbone. So this primer is really nice because it fills in the pores and it mattifies the skin, and it's like so cheap. I think it's like $9, which is amazing. And then we're going to be doing soap brows today. I'm actually obsessed with doing this. I've never done it on her before, but she does have really nice eyebrows and it worked out really good. So all I'm doing is taking this pear soap, spraying it with some setting spray, rubbing a spoolie, get a good amount on there, and you pretty much just want to brush through the soap and then go over with your finger to like flatten the hairs, and then brush through it and just keep going and going until all the hairs are nice and separated. I accidentally poked her on the eye, and then it just gives like a really nice like fluffy, we're just like laughing because it looks so crazy when it's brushed up just straight, but I go in and I don't leave them up like that obviously. But yeah, you can see like the difference on how much it separates the hairs. And then I just go with the spoolie and then I just like brush the hairs like down because I don't want them like that like crazy. And then yeah, you can see the difference. I feel like it just makes them look so nice and like natural, and it means like you don't really have to fill them in at all. So yeah, I really like this trend. I thought I wouldn't like the whole soap brows trend, but now that I've tried it, I really love it. I feel like it's nice and quick and easy as well. So now I'm carving out her brows with the Peachstock base in the shade 2. I love carving out the brows. I say this in every video, but I just feel like it's so satisfying. So I'm just going carefully carving out the brows, and then I'm going to be using the same Peachstock base to prep her lids for the eyeshadow as well. And then to blend it all over her eyelids, I'm just taking like a little fluffy eyeshadow brush and just tapping it on. Oh my god, when I do this, she always complains that I'm doing it like really rough, and I'm just like, I swear I'm not. But anyway, so I'm just using that, tapping it over. As you can see, it's really nice and full coverage, covering any discoloration and all of that good stuff. I love this Peachstock base, and I used quite a light color because she wasn't like super tanned or anything. This was just her natural skin color. So yeah, I'm just tapping that all over, making sure it is a nice even layer. Don't want any like thick bits or any creasing or any of that. And then we're going to go ahead and get started on the eyeshadow. So I'm just using the Visia Warm Matte Neutral palette. I think that's what it's called. And I'm taking this brown. It's like a cool toned, it's sort of in between a cool toned and a warm tone. I didn't want this to look super cool or super warm. I sort of wanted it in between, so it was like a nice like nudie brown. And I'm just starting by building it up in the outer corner and in the crease, just with like a fluffy Morphe brush. And you just want to slowly build it up. These eyeshadows are expensive, but they are actually really good. Like I really like the quality, and they've lasted me ages as well, so at least like I don't hit pan quickly. So as you can see, I'm just building it up in that outer corner and the like in her crease. I'm just going back and forth. I'm packing it on quite low because when you blend upwards, so you want to make sure you're leaving yourself enough room to blend the eyeshadow out. So I'm just going back and forth and darkening it. You can use any browns. I don't know what we're laughing at here, but you can use any browns. You can make this warmer or cooler. I wanted to do like a nice in between a cool tone and a warm tone look. And then next I'm taking the slightly darker brown from that same palette and just a slightly smaller brush, and using this to darken the outer corner and the crease even more. So pretty much as I go back and forth, I just grab a slightly smaller brush and a slightly darker brown. This brown's also a little bit warmer. They blend really nicely together. Like I really love these eyeshadows. I just wish they weren't like so expensive. Like it's a bit ridiculous, and they're really small, but I mean they do last ages, so that's fine. So I'm just going in, darkening that all up and making sure I don't get too much eyeshadow in that inner part like in a corner, because I want to leave that obviously nice and bright. And now I'm taking another slightly smaller brush and another darker brown. This one is like quite a bit darker and quite cool toned, and I'm using this to really intensify that outer corner. And the crease, as you can see, all these shades blend really, really nicely together. So that's like the main thing. You want to make sure everything's blending really nicely together. Go back and forth between like each brush and make sure each shade is nice and soft. So now just, as you can see, I'm taking my first like brush I use, the transition brush, and just making sure all the edges are nice and soft. Sometimes when you're layering shadows, they can like, you can produce like little harsh lines, so just make sure everything's nicely blended. And I want this look to be slightly warmer, so I'm just taking a little bit of like a warmer chocolatey brown and just adding that on top just to like make it, yeah, a little bit warmer. And then I'm going to be cutting the crease. So I don't want this eye look to be super dark, I just want it to be nice and brown, and then I wanted to cut the crease. So I'm using the P. Louise blank canvas for this because I am leaving the eye like matte. This is really, really full coverage, and I just, as you can see, I just wiped a little bit of the eyeshadow off the lid. And oh my god, when I was trying to do this, she kept laughing every 2 seconds, so it was so hard to like not stuff it up. I'm honestly proud with how well I did, considering she kept laughing so much. But yeah, as you can see, I just did like a nice rounded half cut crease. The blank canvas is really, really, really good for matte cut creases because it's just like, it's literally like paint, like it's so thick, so it makes it so easy to do the cut crease. And especially for these type of cut creases where you want to leave the eyeshadow nude, it's perfect. I don't really like this if I'm like layering pigments and stuff on top, because I feel like, because it's so thick, it can crack like when you layer a lot of things on it. But when it's on its own, sometimes it cracks a little bit too, but it's still a really, really good product. So as you can see, I've just cut the crease, and now I'm taking a clean brush and I'm tapping over where I've put that to make sure it's not thick. This product is like a really thick product, but I don't want like a massive like thick chunky layer on there. And then I'm taking the shade Asher from the Be Perfect Clientele palette, which is just like a perfect nude eyeshadow, and I'm just tapping this all over that base to set it. And then we're going to go ahead and blend the edges. So I'm taking the same colors that I pretty much used in the crease and the eyeshadows before, and I'm just mixing them together and using this to blend that outer edge. I feel like this part is so satisfying, like just watching it blend. And that's why I like using this product, the blank canvas. It's really important that you set that outer edge, otherwise it's going to be really, really, really hard to blend, because like I said, it dries down like super, super hard and like really fast. So it's hard to blend it if you don't set it, or if you don't tap it out enough. So I'm just going back and forth and blending that, and then I'm darkening it a little bit as well. I just feel like this looks so satisfying. Like I wish I did more like matte looks, and they're so quick as well, and I feel like they're just so pretty. So I'm just going ahead and making sure that's nicely blended. And once it is, I'm taking the Stila Spice liner, and it's just like a crayon liner. It's really nice brown, and I run this on the eyes, and then I just go over it with a brown eyeshadow to like make it nice and smoky. I like to do this instead of going in just straight with black, just to add like a little bit of a smokiness to the lash line. And then the black liner I'm using is the Balm Schwing liner. It's actually so good. I got it for half price at Priceline. I think it was like $6 or something, and it's, as you can see, it dries like so nice and matte and black, and it's like a liquid liner, but like it's really, really easy to apply. Like it doesn't run everywhere. The tip is like of the brush is really, really fine, and yeah, it looks stunning. And now I'm using these Wink and Co lashes. Look how gorgeous they are. I'll leave like the shade names and everything down below because I can't remember. So I was just showing you the lashes, but I don't put them on yet because the glue is drying. So now for foundation, Tarte Face Tape in 35G and my Dior Backstage foundation. Both of these foundations are quite matte. They're matte, but they're not like super, they don't look like drying on the skin or anything. They've just got like more of a matte finish. So that's why I took those two, and I'm just blending that all over, blending it down the neck and just really like tapping it into the skin. I'm not doing like swiping motions or anything. I just want to press it into the skin. And then for concealer, this is her one, which is why I'm just putting it straight on the face. It's my Tarte Shape Tape in, I think I used 27S, and I just put that all down the middle of her face and under the eyes. I'm just blending it out with some Peaches makeup brushes, so just tapping it out. I wanted it to be bright, but I don't want it to be like crazy white or anything under her eyes. And then I'm taking a smaller brush to blend it out from her under eyes, just making sure I don't oh my gosh, what was that? I think because I've been talking for how long? I've been talking for so long straight. I just had a little brain whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, but I'm gonna keep going. So I'm tapping it out, and as you can see, it just blends out so nicely. I love that concealer. And then I'm going with my Laura Mercier translucent powder in, oh my god, translucent powder. I don't know why I was gonna say in the shade. It's translucent, and I'm using this on a Real Techniques brush and just really pressing it under her eyes, and making sure it's nicely set, nice and matte. I'm also using this just everywhere where I put the concealer. This powder is so good. Like, I feel like I will never not use it, and it just like, it mattifies, but it's not drying, and it just blurs, and yeah, it's so nice. Like, I'm just laughing at her face because I think some of the powder went in her eyes. And then to set the rest of her face, I'm taking my MAC Studio Fix powder. I want to take this one because it is super matte and it adds more coverage, and it's just like a really nice face powder. So I'm using this all over the rest of her face. So next we're going to be bronzing with my MAC Give Me Sun. I want to keep the bronzer and stuff like quite high just to like accentuate her cheekbone. So I'm putting this all over her face. I love bronzer. Like, it just makes the biggest difference in the world. It's literally my favorite step. So like I said, we wanted to keep this look mainly matte. So I'm using a matte bronzer. Now putting this all over her face. And then I'm going to go in with my Fenty Island Ting bronzer to use this to just sculpt out her face a little bit more. After this, I always like to put bronzer under the lip. It creates like a shadow, makes the lips look bigger. Not that she needs it, but I mean, why not? And yep, now I'm taking my Fenty Island Ting bronzer and then using this to add some more definition to the backs of her cheeks and around her forehead and a little bit on the nose, all of that good stuff. And then next for blush, I'm taking another matte blush. I'm taking MAC Peaches blush. Oh my god, I don't know why this voiceover is a mess, but I mean, we're just rolling with it. I feel like I don't even know like what day or time it is because of lockdown. Anyone feeling the same who's in Melbourne and Victoria? But I mean, we'll get through this. So all I did just then is I just baked underneath her cheekbones just lightly, and now I'm taking my NYX High Glass Illuminating Powder. I think the shade is in Moon Glow, and this is a highlighter where it's like, it's not super intense, which is what I wanted. I didn't want like a crazy intense highlight, and I'm only putting this on the very highest points of her cheekbones and then a little bit on the tip of her nose, Cupid's bow, and in between the brows. But I'm not highlighting like above the brows or anywhere else like I normally would. I just wanted to keep this highlight just in the center of the face and a little bit on the cheekbones. And I think it looks really, really pretty. And now I'm going with my Benefit 24-Hour Clear Brow Setter. I'm just using this to brush through the hairs because I've already done the soap brows. I don't need to do much, but I'm just brushing through them just to get rid of any powders that may have gotten stuck in the eyebrows, and then making sure the hairs are nice and even. And then I'm taking the tiniest bit of brow powder, and just in the very arch of her eyebrows I'm putting a really small amount just to give them a little bit more structure. Just in any like little blank spots at the bottom, I literally put like the tiniest amount, as you guys saw. And then now I'm going in with that same Stila Spice smudge stick, and I'm putting this in her waterline just so it's nice and smoky and brown in there. And now I'm highlighting the inner corner with my Doll Beauty highlighter, just in the very, very inner corner. This is just like a nice like champagne-y highlight shade. And now I'm taking the same shades we used on the tops of her eyes and putting this underneath. So I'm taking a really little brush and running a few of the browns together. And I'm taking the very darkest brown and keeping that closer to her lash line. So the darker shades you want to keep close to the lash line, the lighter shades further away. And now I'm taking a little fluffy brush and just really, really blending it so it's really nice and seamless and smoky under there. I love like a super blended under eye eyeshadow. I think it's super pretty. And now I'm taking the Tarte Lights Camera Flashes mascara, I think is what this is called. This is also hers, and I'm using this on her top and bottom lashes to make sure they're all nice and black. This is like the first high-end mascara I've ever used, because normally I just use Maybelline, but it's actually really nice. And then now I'm going in with lip liner. So I'm taking Morphe Sweet Tea lip liner. I'll leave my discount code on the screen. And then I'm just, overlining, or not really overlining. She does have really nice big lips. So I'm just lining her lips. I wanted this look to be like that darker lip liner and like lighter lipstick type of vibe. And I feel like this nude, like the nude lips went perfectly with the eyeshadow. And now for the lipstick, I'm taking MAC Peachstock and I'm putting this all over, making sure I do blend it though with the lip line. Like I didn't want it super harsh. I still wanted you to see like the darker outside, but I didn't want it to be like crazy harsh. And then here she kept laughing because I wanted to clean up underneath her lips. I feel like this just makes them look nice and crisp. And then we're just going to spray the face with the Skindinavia setting spray as the makeup is done. And then I'm going to go ahead and highlight her chest with my Mecca Liquid Light drops in gold, which I always use, and I love this stuff. So I'm just blending that all over, making sure it's nice and blended. This just like makes the chest look so nice and glowy, gives it that really nice sheen, as you can see. And then that is a completed look. I definitely will be filming more looks on Anastasia since we're in lockdown. I probably can't do clients for a while. I hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to like and comment, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!